Ladies and gentlemen, you are all here and you're all super excited while my guest just spends a couple of more minutes in waking up because he's done this at very short notice because he's a dead set legend. But turn your volume and shit down. And ladies and gentlemen, first of all, welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one arm wrestling live stream in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie arm wrestler. And as always, as my guest, that's beautiful flex I am. Your 2019 Melbourne Cup left arm, 80 to 95 kilo, third place getter. This is my retirement trophy because when I finally put it on the line, it'll be minimum six figures for anyone wanting to challenge me. It is magnificent. And also a quick thank you to my Patreon bangers for just as minimum as 50 cents a week. You can help out the Aussie Arm Wrestler. And, of course, I have YouTube memberships. You know what goes on. You get the behind-the-scenes stuff and a bit of advance. It's who is going to be on the show. But speaking of being on the show, this man single-handedly ruined the sport of arm wrestling. If you've watched enough arm wrestling podcasts, as we've all done, this man has done it. He is the everywhere man. If you've got a very important event all over the world, you better bloody believe it. My guest right here is the man, and he is going to be the newly crowned Top Roll King. And I'm talking about everyone's favorite coach, Coach Ray. You dead set legend. Welcome, my friend.
Hey man, it's always pleasure. Your studio looks really nice. I like it. And see the chat right here, and awesome.
Yeah, everyone is up and about, and Coach Ray the Terrible just gives a ready bang, and Big Frank, who's a member, he loves that you have entered the chat as Top Roll King. You've crowned it enough. And Arm Sports Entertainment, we will get to that big mega match in a moment. He's spitting fire. And he goes, April 23rd. Cannot come soon enough. Now, as much as I love having you on the show, Ray, I love it. I love it. People, I got one of my training partners in there. He's giving it a fucking massive ready bang. Now, I love having you on the show. We have a chat, whether it's on camera, off camera, text message, whatever. We keep in touch. But I've got a bone to pick with you, Ray. I've got a quick bone. Let's get the awkwardness. Let's get the tension out the way. You are a very popular arm wrestler. You're a very good arm wrestler. You are flown all over the world to arm wrestle, whether it be Norway, whether it's the United States this weekend. Why are you stealing my job and commentating all the big events?
I don't know. I
kept Googling when they were sitting there. I said, how do you say Jake Ward in Latvian? How do you say Aussie arm wrestler in Latvian? Because I think people are like, let's get a commentator, and they might have typed it wrong, and your name kept popping up, and I was like, bloody hell, what do I have to do, Coach Ray? He's better looking than me. Yeah, he's a better arm wrestler, more popular.
If you go on Google right now and you write Aussie arm wrestler, it will show, did you mean Coach Ray?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've absolutely loved it. Obviously, Uncle John and I, and sometimes Ryan Bowen, we're all calling our events. So I catch your commentary on the replay because I like to watch because I'm always interested. I always wish you well. Always message you before an event. Say, have a good call, my man. How did the first commentary job come about? Because obviously people book you for King of the Table 1. You had an amazing match, like almost match of the night. Arm Wars reality check, Craig Sanders, as we know, match of the day. So then how did the commentary gig come in?
I think we did the first commentary 2018 in Moldova, me and Giannis. Got come by an accident. Cobra Rhodes was like, they were just talking. Someone said like maybe Ray and Giannis, they can come. And Cobra, oh yeah, those guys can come. So that was, we have done some in between, but I really don't know. I have no idea. I think I did like East versus West on the first one. I had my computer, I put it
Yep.
down, and I was sitting because I had no microphone. So I had small microphone. I was talking into one of my camera's microphone, like
Yeah.
for this camera. So I was setting it up and I was talking into it. It was so awkward, and you know, and after then, some opportunities did the same thing in Malta, same thing in Norway, same thing in Istanbul for the East versus West too, which was I wasn't really happy about it because it looked so awkward because they didn't have microphones, and I'm standing and shouting at the crowd or shouting in the camera, and people are like, why are you doing this? Because there's no microphone. So when I'm talking with you guys on the
Yeah.
camera, you can hear me, but no one in the audience can hear me because audience is big. And I cannot, if when I'm introducing someone, I need them to clap, aha, go nuts. I cannot do that if I'm just like, well, hello guys, So, well,
Yeah,
first, and it
that
was like,
makes sense because I was like, yeah, Coach Ray's up and about. I'm glad he's doing it. But yeah, when I was watching the replay, I'm like, why is he? Yeah, now this makes sense.
Yeah. So they had small Rode microphones, and when we sit down to do the commentary, like Giannis had his, I had mine, and Engin had his. And sometimes they would interact, or they would take something from a crowd. It was really terrible. And we talked about Engin. I'm already booked for the next one.
Yep.
On May, what's the date?
21st.
21st, yeah. So I'm booked for that. I have the tickets already. He said everything will be perfect. They learn from their mistakes. They know exactly what to do. And then after Norway, I came back, and Norway was really great. They professional, same as Malta, really good. I think they saw the things that were lacking there, and they improved on those, and it was awesome. And in King of the Table, it was even better because we were sitting in a different room. You know, yeah, and I'm. It's not my plan to do the commentary. I'm very happy to do it, and I'm very happy to improve. So it's look at the comments, I listen how I talk. I hate my voice. It's the worst thing ever on the planet.
Oh, I hate my voice as well.
Yeah, that's normal. I think everyone does. And I thought, okay, I should improve on things that I'm doing. Like Travis made a comment like you take, and I'm like, yeah, I was explaining something like everyone was seeing me. I should explain something like you don't know what you're seeing. So
Yeah.
all those things, and I'm always happy. I take all the criticism when it's normal, when it's not just you suck or when it's pretty. It was pretty good. It was pretty good, and I didn't want it. I didn't expect it, but if you make a channel named Voice of Arm Wrestling, some things like that just happen.
Yeah, these things happen, and we've got. I do not know how to pronounce that, but this person says, "Hi, Ray." There you
Hi,
go. Iluas. Hi, Ray. My sound guy, Thomas State. Well, I call him my sound guy because he does audio for a living. Yes, please fix the audio. For the love of God, get a good Sandy. Are you talking about this podcast, or are you talking about East versus West, Tom?
I think this podcast is awesome. I don't think there's problem there.
Yeah.
I have rode a professional microphone. You have a good setup. So we are very professional, as you see. So
yeah. Lee Sim says, "Yo, Ray, crack Artem. Do it for Uncle John."
No, I will not do it for Uncle John.
That's Latvian for fuck Uncle John. No, he's awesome. You did a great job, Ray. Says toss move or too smooth. Says you did a great job. Big Frank, one of my members, he says you have done a great job, Raymond. And then a quick super chat from King Promoter, Arm Sports Entertainment. We're going to get to that. He says thanks for what you do. No, thank you for putting on such an event because it's just free content for me. I get to talk to my good friend Ray, and we get to have a laugh, and he's going to tell us how he's going to make himself a new crown that says Top Roll King. It's going to be amazing, and we'll get to that. But of course, I'm going to leave that up there. Thank you very much, Sports Entertainment. These are the guys running the event that we're going to talk about in a moment. But going to the arm wrestling, the commentary, now you're like becoming, the guy who's able to travel. If you want someone to be there live at the event, you did King of the Table because Neil had Giants live. You did the Norway with John and Engen. You've been anywhere and everywhere. Are you happy or are you annoyed that you're not booked on the show as an athlete?
Sometimes. I have my own priorities in life, and now I'm like, the start of the year has been crazy. So I have already planned, including these 3 trips till the end of the May.
Yep.
So and I don't know. I have flown already 5 6 times. It's crazy. So this is a different kind of ride. I'm enjoying it. It gives a little more time, like less stress for me. Like it
Yep.
gives less stress. And if I have just like I when I was doing the last events, like in Norway, I competed. There was no stress for me competing. I don't care at all because I was feeling very relaxed. I know I have my match in 23rd of April. This is just a test, so I'm very happy for that opportunity that I don't have to like the stress will creep in. Doesn't matter what you do, and when there's big matches on the line every time, it's hard. Even in Dubai, I went there. Like all the athletes, they're stressed out of their mind. They just sleep all day, eat and sleep, eat and sleep, eat and sleep, because that's all they're thinking about. They're like, I'll have the match like in 26 hours, in
Yep.
24 hours, and I was there like, what else?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because I always wonder, because you have you had the best of 37 at the first King of the Table chalk gate. They forgot the chalk, so it's
yeah,
always a big roar whenever we do our commentary and we see you pull out chalk. We're like, hey, we get
yeah.
excited. But yeah, I just sit there and wonder, because you are commentating a lot, which is great. But are you, more wanting to get on the table,
Of
have an
course.
absolute bang in the match, so you get the bigger
Yeah,
paydays and things like that?
yeah. I want to get on table. Like, but it's very good if you can have like a match setup. Like, I already have. I pulled 3 tournaments this year, and I have had 5 super matches. You know, 4 in the Iron House. So
Yeah.
y- I'm already, plus this will be like 5 to 7 till the end of April, super matches plus 3 tournaments. I'm pulling everywhere I can, and I'm doing everything, and I'm thinking like, if I add something else, I get too bored. I'm doing the John Brzenk route where you just compete as much as you can, and that's what I love to do. It's not about, for me, it's I'm not fighting for that world title, or whatever internet thinks it is. I just love the sport and just love
Yeah.
pool. And if I have opportunity, of course I would love to pull on King of the Table again. But I would love to pull someone that makes sense. I'm pulling
Yeah.
most of the time bigger guys, which make no sense for me. I'm always the underdog. It's cool, yeah. But
Yeah.
I would like with Artem, it kind of makes sense, because people know us from YouTube. We've been talking for years, and I think it's a great match to have. But there's so many matches that I have been proposed. Some of them are ridiculous. People just want to, they kind of know you're popular, so they just like, well, you should have a match with everyone. I'm
Yeah.
like, what do I gain from this? Plus, sometimes they're like, can you come to this event? And you're like, okay, we will pay for tickets. I'm like, and you will pull our super heavyweight champ. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the realm that yourself and other people are getting into. And Andy and Mario says, "Hey, champions," and we'll get on that. We'll just a few people are just saying g'day. Of course, we all know Criggy from Sweden Arm Wrestling TV says Artem versus Coach Ray, battle of the top roll king title, Team Latvia all the way. We've got a poll going in the chat: Artem versus Coach Ray. Make sure you get the votes, because we're getting there to talk about that big match. Yeah, it's getting a bit Yeah, getting a bit like that. Like I have openly told people my body's cooked and, I'll have soup matches with people, but don't expect anything much. But people, yeah, they want to pin the popular guys and hoping that then that will build their social media presence when they just realize, you and Artem were two of the people that were on YouTube doing YouTube before it was a cool thing. Global Arm Wrestling, the voice of arm wrestling. So yeah, I could only imagine some of the matches you have been, because they're like, oh, hang on, who has lots of subscribers? Coach Ray does. Oh, Coach Ray's 5'8" and pulls middleweight. Yeah, cool. Yeah, oh, well, I can beat a middleweight because I weigh 100 kilos more than them. So, yeah, I can see everyone trying to chomp at the bit to get their name out there. They're doing it the wrong way.
I don't understand and problem with some arm wrestlers, because I'm not a bad arm wrestler. I'm pretty good, but I don't talk about myself as an elite or something like that. And they will get kind of like just want to get on table with me and just show that they're stronger. And when I get on table, especially in the practices and something like that, I really don't care. Absolutely don't care. You can blast through my arm 30,000 times, put it on camera. I don't care. Same way as Devon should. Like Devon goes in arm wrestles with everyone. Someone can ladder him. Cool, because that's practice, and you don't care.
Yeah.
Plus, I have nothing to prove. A lot of people cannot take even that loss in a practice pool, and it's weird.
Oh, they do. They're I see it all the time. You have conversations afterwards and like, I beat this guy. I pit him all the time at practice, and I was like, well, it's a dumb thing to say. That is a really dumb thing to say. Oh, Coach Ray the Terrible has now changed his name to Coach Ray the Top Roll King.
Oh,
and he says Raymond is king of the arm wrestling YouTube channels. I mean, everyone watching, and then we'll watch this later, they all know Global Arm Wrestling and the voice of arm wrestling. If you don't know, now you know. Like, it's one of the best channels. If you're a beginner, it's best for all that. If you just want entertainment, in-depth stuff, that is the way to do it. And then, of course, congratulations on 100 episodes of The Fix.
Yeah, that was cool.
Does that show fall apart without you?
Yeah, I think so. Like last time, it was me, Neil, and then the end, Devon and Engin joined in, or someone else. But it's something else for sure. I love those talks, but sometimes we're so many people there, it's so hard to talk. Usually, it's like 3 people are already sometimes too much. And we start with 4, we go to 5, and then it's two more people that are interested, and it kind of goes 2 crazy routes, but people enjoy it. It gives them entertainment, gives, like, if for some reason I haven't been on an episode, I have to clock out early, I will put it and listen to it later, because I'm still interested, what kind of talk is going on, and how many people has Ryan threatened to kill or flip off.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great show, but yeah, sometimes I'll watch it, and I think if you have more than 4, that's too many. I think you have more than 4, but then it's hard, because when a Devon or an Engin, John Brezink, Michael Todd are saying, "Yeah, I'll come on the show," you're not going to say, "Oh no, don't worry about it. We've got too many people." Of course, you're going to invite them all, but then I just see everyone's screen gets smaller, and then. Yeah, a couple of people might fall asleep or just sit there. I think it's good. And I don't know how you did it. I mean, from what I hear, every episode, you're the technical advisor. I don't know how you got through 100 episodes without inviting the Aussie arm wrestler on The Fix. That blows my mind.
See, I'm not a talent recruiter. I'm the technical director. See what I did there?
Oh, look at that, you arsehole. No, it's a good show. But while we're all here, we've got 48 votes happening in the chat. Arm Sports Entertainment, Arizona State Championship match. We have got Some absolute bangers of a match. But of course, well, I've got my friend Coach Ray on because he's actually going to pull for once. We finally got him back on the table, and he is taking on, at the moment, the Top Roll King in Artem Taranenko. If you don't know Artem, Top Roll King's production, go check him out. And these guys have a super match going on, and 71%. I say Coach Ray's going to get the job done. Says he's going to crush the Top Roll King. I mean, we've got people in the chat saying Artem is on the sauce and his head is huge. Going to be a rough day. Jake Autumn's pretty happy. And he says, Coach Ray is a beast. And of course, there's not one Latvian, but there's two Latvians going into this matchup. So who books this matchup? Did Artem call you out? Did you want to pull Artem? How does this match come together?
I think Giannis and Corey was in the works for quite some time. Giannis and Corey, because Americans love Giannis there. Let's be honest. He's the four-time WL champ. You kind of lose the count.
Yeah.
And they like Giannis, and they wanted to see him one more time to pull there. And pretty much he cleaned out the class. Sam Harris is still up in air because we're thinking that if WL comes back, that match should happen for the title. Absolutely. Like, who else? Then it was Jeff Hale. They just pulled with Jeff. Jeff got injured. I don't know. I hope Jeff is doing well now. Tony Kitowski, like, for Tony to drop down to Giannis weight, because Giannis is like 75 kilos.
That's disgusting. That is amazing that he's so powerful. It's such a lightweight. I take bigger shits than Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis,
everyone.
And never been like, I think the biggest I have seen him is 78. And even when we did like in Norway tournament, you can only go one class up from what you weigh in. So Giannis wanted to go to 90 because we both thought that Frode would pull there with Wright. And at the end, he was too scared, and he didn't want none of these problems. And Giannis weighed in with everything, and I think with a water bottle in hand, and he still couldn't make 80. So we put extra bags on him so he could weigh in 80 kilos. And now he's, I think, 77, 78, and same thing. So Giannis was talking. Armsport Entertainment Tim contacted, I think, Giannis, and they set up this match. And Giannis said, like, he doesn't want to go alone. Maybe he wants some other arm wrestler. And I think my name kind of popped up there because, they could ask for Sandris, Vlad, whoever. But they said, like, yeah, let's go. And I was in Iron House. I just finished I don't know which one of my matches. I was somewhere dying. And Giannis sends me a message. He's like, hey, we're going to USA. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I get back, and he's like, you're gonna pull Artem, both arms. I'm like, okay. And I'm easy going there. And then we talk with Artem, and we kind of set up the weight limit. I don't remember, because I don't want Artem to get too big. Because I cannot get too big. It's impossible. I can just get fatter, but I cannot get bigger for obvious reasons. So so we set up like 200 pounds, something like that. But he's 197. I'm 193 right now. So it's same realm. Plus, like, after the traveling, I will be bloated. I will be close to 200 for sure. But it's not like functional weight. But yeah, that's pretty much how the match was set up. And like, for Giannis, it's hard because if they keep inviting Giannis back, like, who will he pull? It's very hard for me.
Yeah.
If I beat number 20 arm wrestler in the United States, I have 20 more to go. 20 more exciting matches to make.
Yeah, I think they keep confusing you with Giannis because they're trying to get you, because you're popular, to pull the big super heavyweights and the heavier guys, where I think it should be Giannis, because there's basically no one, especially if he crushes Corey Miller, there's no one else really in that division almost in the world that can handle Giannis at that weight. I mean, the way he handled Jeff Hale at Reality Check was just something something different. So I find it very, very difficult. But let everyone know, all of our Dead Set Legends in the chat, let us know, how will you crush Artem?
You want to hear like my plan? I'm gonna tell you my plan.
Yeah.
So with lefty, I don't press that much. Sorry, I don't press that much, but my press is still there. When needed, I can take it out. With left arm, I'm gonna top roll him right from the start. I will be very surprised if my hand gives and his takes over control. I feel like I think he's very quick on escaping, but I feel like it will be very hard for him to escape from my hand. My hands are huge and they're pretty strong. And from recent arm wrestling matches, I learned that most people want to escape my hand because without the and even in strap, I feel really comfortable. With left, I have all the options. I can hook, I can top roll, I can press, and I will try to do one of each. That's my goal plan. But top rolling is the main thing. With right arm, first match, I'm gonna do my classic move, which is powerful side pressure move, just like bang to the side, hit on his pronator, and after that again top roll and hook, and we'll see.
He's going to beat the Top Roll King with the top roll. It's going to be amazing. Can you give us a score?
Oh, if I'm experimenting too much, I might lose a round, but no more. Yeah, so we're pulling
best of five, best of six,
best of five. Yeah, I'm always happy to lose a round or to be in a good match, and I will. I have that Arm Wars mentality where I want to go in those deep matches and figure out, where is the position where he is the strongest. So we'll see. We'll see.
3-0, 3-0 from Hulk Hands. Coach Ray, he's called it right here. And we've got people in the chat. Thomas Day says, my money is on Ray. Is this on Arm Bet, this match?
I don't know. I don't know. I have to go and check.
There we go. As he does that, we've got Big Frank says we're all cheering for Raymond's, though. Coach Ray will win very easy. That is how, says Aussie Dave. Arm Sports Entertainment says my money is on the winner. Jake Autumn says Ray. And Coach Ray, the Top Roll King, says Coach is going to use the pin technique. Arm Sports, his money is on the winner of the match, organising a huge event. Guys, if you haven't already, you've got to go to Arm Wrestling TV. That's right. Alex Top Roll, Schoolboy, that channel there. Click the join button, and you got to go to the pay-per-view section to get the pay-per-view. We've got to get those pay-per-views spiking so Tim and the crew at Arm Sports Entertainment can put more and more. And if things are going the way they've been announced here in Australia, Arm Sports Entertainment might be able to fly the Aussie arm wrestler out. I might be allowed to leave the country, Ray. You just never know. Some good things should happen.
So I just check arm bets, and our match is not up. We talk with Devin about this, but I believe that Devin doesn't believe in Artem at all. He's like,
so make it a shutout stake.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe because they're doing a lot of things, maybe they forgot or something. But yeah, we talked about this like a few months ago, but we never come check back, So
well, that's all right. You're going to crush him 3-0. So everyone there, mate, you've got the inside scoop here with my mate Coach Ray. Go make your side bets with all your friends. Jump on all those forums and says, I'll have shutout stakes on Artem. Just get in there. He's gonna. My tip is Coach Ray. I'm on board. I think you'll win in the natural way possible. It's going to be a bit of fun, that one. Now, there's it's going to be a good match with Corey Miller and Giannis. Does Corey even stand a chance? I mean, you're very close with Giannis, as everyone knows. You know, you go hand in hand. But does anyone stand a chance with Giannis at this stage?
So they're pulling at 79. So Corey is going to be a little bigger than Giannis, and that's not Giannis class at all. So at Giannis weight, I would rank him top 3 on the planet. Behind some Russians, and that's where Giannis is. Still, like I feel like he's been in way better shape than he was in Armors, like way better. He's so ridiculously strong, it's crazy. For Corey, it's that awkward hit. That can do, first of all, it can do a lot of damage to your brachialis when you're not expecting.
Mm.
The thing is here that Giannis has faced guys like that. Absolutely. And he has won guys like that where they hit and he understands the hit. And I think he has watched his videos, and he, with muscle memory, he knows exactly where the hit is coming. I watched Corey Miller's and I can understand. The problem is with Corey, I don't think he has ever faced anyone that gets in position as good and efficient as Giannis, where someone just takes your arm. I think it's first round is going to end up, if Giannis doesn't miss the start, Corey's going to lose his hand, but the arm is still going to be on Corey's side, and then Giannis will pull him back for sure. And if the match stops, I put my money on Giannis every day.
Yeah, I'm going with Giannis, and I have a bet with Uncle John. So if you can just tell Giannis that he has to win, because on Uncle John and I's next show, we do a show every Monday night called Maximum Betting Monday, and we do a bet every week, and the other person has to get punished. So if Giannis wins, Uncle John has to do the whole show in an Australian accent. So please tell Giannis he has to win, because if he loses, I have to do my best Canadian accent for the whole show.
Oi, mate.
Yeah. I love it when anyone tries, because mine's not even a proper Australian accent. Mine's just a rubbish, garbage tin, rustling bits of paper voice there. Yeah. Now, on a scale of 1 to 100, how annoyed were you with all the commotion about the rules after the Tim Bresnan Matt Mask match?
It's weird when people that don't arm wrestle start telling you how to arm wrestle, and they try and explain to you things, and everyone's like, yeah, but it's entertainment, it should be entertainment. I'm like, well, then we're gonna bury the sport. And my take on it is we absolutely need strict rules. You cannot grow a sport part of this with strict rules. On the second hand, for super matches, they're terrible. Absolutely terrible. Garbage. You can PL super matches, WAF super matches, terrible. If you don't make adjustments can be made by a promoter or referee, running foul system, but you need to understand difference there. And the referee should be fair. That's the big thing. When we talk about loose rules, it all goes on referee, because so my big thing is this: the fair rules should be fair to both. And we understand if I elbow foul, I will get elbow foul. If you elbow foul, I will get an elbow foul. If I'm not taking a grip, I will get a warning. If I'm moving in referee's grip, I will have a foul. In these entertainment matches, we're so entertaining that one guy will suffer. Where one guy was moving in referee's grip to get a better position on someone's hand, and referee didn't do anything about it. So now the other guy is in disadvantage, and he has to fight out just for entertainment purposes. So if both guys are cool with that, no problem. But if we still want to figure out who is better, not who cheated the most and get away with most, that's the difference. There's always going to be exploitation and rules. There's always going to be all these debates. The problem is the guys that have never been on table, they're telling us how to do it. which is ridiculous, absolutely
Oh,
ridiculous. It's like I cannot talk about changing the rules in ice hockey and basketball sports that I watch because I'm not playing them. I'm not into them. I don't understand. And everyone's like, "Well, I think arm wrestling's pretty easy." Yeah, you know.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of the commotion that's going on, I would with a lot of commotion. Yeah, I'm big on entertainment, and I'm with you. I think in tournaments, absolutely strict rules happen. In super matches, yeah, need a little bit of leeway. And I just think it was a more bigger commotion last weekend because Matt Mask was on the comeback, and we thought there was going to be, something amazing. We thought we were going to see something awesome, but Leonard Harkless was just doing his job. A lot of people really need to separate their aggression to the rules and not to Leonard Harkless. He has a set of rules and he called them to a T.
Exactly.
So,
And imagine if he would let things slide, Tim Bresnan would eat him alive. And promoters, someone who's made that tournament, would be very angry with them. So everyone's like, well, again, if you're willing to risk it, you're willing to lose. Matt Mask was willing to risk it. He was risking it every round, hitting faster, getting those fouls, making the hand tired. Eventually, he took over. Well, he did it too late. That was the problem. Like my one of my best mates, Raymond Santonovic, just like last year had match with Oleg Petrenko. Raymond looked really good. He just did it too late. It was 4-2. He came really close that he could take over the control because he won the last rounds, but he did it too late. And only thing he can bite himself up because he's like, I should have tried faster. I should have tried faster. And that's it. But if he wouldn't try that, it would have been 6-0. If you're not willing to try it, and so you're willing to lose as well, it's kind of ridiculous. Everyone talks like Matt should have won. He couldn't won the first rounds, but because he did the job on the first rounds, he ended up winning the last rounds. That was the difference. That was the absolute difference. You put in work, and eventually you will have it or not.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun. And going back to your point where you're saying, it's one of my favorite stories where you're like, oh, and everyone in the comments who have never pulled before were telling you how to, or how to change the rules and things like that. I'm pretty good at separating the comment section from positive feedback or a suggestion to flat out telling what to do. But one of my favorite times, I was actually with Ryan, and it was the end of East versus West, and Monster Michael Todd went live. He had just lost to Gennady, and he went live after the event. And I'll tell you what, Ray, if you get time, go back, get yourself some popcorn and a nice, beautiful bourbon or scotch, and just read the comments section. And people were paying, Monster Michael Todd made a fortune from these people, but he's been pulling 20 years, 30 years, multiple time world champion. And these people in the comment section were telling Michael what he should have done during the match. And I was just like, oh, wow.
Those are the same people that will, they will see some arm wrestler. It doesn't matter. Let's say they see me and they will say, well, I'm pulling in Dubai with someone. And they're like, well, Ray's not as strong as those super heavyweights. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
You're 5'8", 82 kilos. Yeah, you're not as strong as Levan. It's okay. Good friend of ours has jumped in. Andy from the Andy and Mario show comes in with a super chat. Thank you very much. And he says, Coach, I believe he'd be talking to you. I'm not his coach. Says, do you have any plans on coming to Australia? Can Aussie arm wrestler tempt you with his third place trophy?
First of all, I'm the Toprollking, okay, Andy. I'm trying to figure it out. If I would get invited, I would for sure come. or do some seminars there. It's like long, expensive, very tiring trip. I would love to because I've never been, and I would love to, and just do a tour over all the cities and talk with arm wrestlers. Have a super match with Jake. You know, yeah, you
I
would
don't
put
think
that
you want
trophy
any of
online.
this.
Imagine if I bring that trophy back to Latvia. Oh my god.
Well, I will have about 150K in my bank account, and my unborn daughter will thank you because I know people have got to put up money just to challenge me. So don't worry about that. No, it would be amazing. And Andy, I think Coach Ray is trying to throw some scent off. I've got a feeling we might have a surprise visitor at Over the Top next week. I think Coach Ray is going to fly to America and then fly straight to Australia with Larry and the crew there. I smell it, Andy. I think we have found the biggest scoop. We've got him. He will be there next week. Oh, I welcome him with open arms.
Ryan sent me a message like I don't know, like a month ago. He's like, "Would you want to come to Australia? You know, I'll pay the trip, everything. Just pull super match with me and everything." Like, man, I'm gonna come back straight away from USA. I'm like, I'll already be dead. I cannot change time zones 3 times. 10 hours back and forth. It's. I'm like, no. I need a break. I would love to come later, but I need a break for that.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. Just going through some of the comments there. Hey, here's a fun quick little one. Hey, Ray, do you, Giannis and Sanders, train at the same facility? Thank you for all you do in arm wrestling.
Sanders lives in a different city. It's like 3 hours away. So Sanders will come once a month, sometimes more. But he's preparing. He sometimes drives every week to train with us. It's me and Giannis. We live in the same gym. We have our 2 different clubs. Like Giannis runs his club, I run my own club, and we just train on separate days. Sometimes we train together. Sometimes we do big sparrings together. Sometimes Vlad lives on another city, so he started a club there. That's a branch of my club. So he will come with his guys, and we'll do some awesome sessions there. But arm wrestling is kind of spread out. But yeah, we train with Giannis, but not with Sanders. With Sanders is when we can.
Okay, there you go. Well, speaking of, whenever anyone comes on the Aussie Arm Wrestler Show, the Ready Bang podcast, of course, you have to play games. I'm all about playing games, so you relax, have a laugh and a fart there. And everyone that is watching, first of all, thank you. Hope you've all hit the like button. Spread the word out that I'm having a chat with my friend Coach Ray, who secretly told us that he's not coming to Over the Top Down Under next week. Hey, yeah, so he won't be there, everyone. So
I will not be there.
Yeah. So from there, we've got a game, and of course, it is everyone's favorite game: pin one, lose one, get rid of one. I'll give you the name of 3 people. You have to tell me, and everyone in the chat, which one you're going to pin, which one you're going to lose to, and which one you are going to get rid of. And first of all, because you get to play it twice because you're a good guest. The first one is actually going to be in the commentary booth. I'm going to give you the name of 3 people to join you in the commentary booth. You have to say which one you think is joining you in the commentary booth, which one you're saying, look, not this time. You can have the next 12 months off, and then you get to pin one, lose one, get rid of one. You got to tell one of these people they're never commentating again for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You got to tell one, yep, you can join me. And then you got to tell one that you got to swap your spot for, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Give up your spot for. So you've got Neil Pickup. Obviously, one of the greatest to ever do it. Another person that's been jumping on the fix, and that is Uncle John, who's been doing a bit of commentary lately. And then, of course, you have got the best in the business in the Aussie Arm Wrestler.
Clearly, bye, John. I'll swap with Neil, and I'll stay there. I'll let you and Neil just work this out. So.
Wow, bye, John, straight away.
If John will ask me the same question on his show, I will say, well, that Aussie arm wrestler, like, bye.
That guy. Who's that weirdo? Never heard of him. He's a dick. Nah, that's hilarious. And then, of course, we'll play again, but it's going to be Team Latvia edition. So you got to pin one, lose one, and then kick someone off. Team Latvia. So we've got, of course, Sandra Sayres, as we were just having a chat about before. We've got Vlad the Destroyer. And then, of course, the man that's going to beat Corey Miller in Giannis Amelins. Who are you kicking off Team Latvia? Who are you going to lose to in Latvia Nationals? And then who are you going to pin to be the Latvian champion?
I'll do this different like I usually. Bye Giannis. I'll pin Vlad, and I'll let Sanders pin me.
Bye Giannis. The guy just got you a trip to America. He's looked after you. You guys have grown this business together, and I could see you in a prison movie. You're the one that's just the turncoat. Oh, yeah, we all love Coach Ray. Bam, right in the back.
Yeah. I'll stab you in the back. Anakin.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Everyone in the chat. Guys, we're going to be on just for a couple of more minutes because Coach Ray's got a lot to do because in about 24 hours, he's got to get on a plane. So I don't want to take up too much of his time. So I really appreciate it. We'll get a couple of more questions in for him. Sol Arun just says, I love Artem, but I've got Coach Ray. 81% of the votes, 69% of them are going Coach Ray's way. Thank you, Sol. You've seen the East versus West posters, haven't you?
Yes.
That's this guy, Sol Arun.
He does amazing work. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome there. We'll give it a couple more minutes while people get their questions in. So after this one, Ray, where's the next super match for you after this weekend?
I don't think anything has been said. So I'm pretty hoping for start of the June or not. We'll see. I'm waiting on Neil to announce Arm Wars. I love pulling Arm Wars. That's my main focus right now. It's something. The experience is great. Plus, you don't have to think about production because the production is going to be awesome. Oh. So all you do is arm wrestle and tell your story. And I just can't wait. We talked with Neil. I said, like, do I have to book myself? He's like, you're auto in. Just let me know. I'll let you know when we figure out the dates. I'm like, okay, cool,
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
That is so good. And the first episode coming in just a couple of days with the reach around Jordan Davis. I am keen for that one. Who would you like to pull? Who would be someone that you would like to pull?
There's so many guys. I think me and Jordan kind of makes sense. I think we can do a good match. We can have a really good match. Two completely opposite styles. Like there's no chance with right arm. We're talking about right arm. No chance I can top roll him. For sure, he cannot. He will not go in a hook with me. No. So that opposite position play will be awesome. I think we can do that. There's a lot of guys, to be honest. I'm working my way up to Frode for that rematch. I'm working my way up to it. I feel ready now, but I need more time to get the confidence that I need. Because when you have to face Frode, especially in the super match setting, especially in armor setting, you have to understand you're going there for a war. You can try your best to finish him. He will try his best to pull you in that deep water. And that's kind of been my focus. If I can get Frode, then I will feel very happy about myself. But there's so many guys I can pull there from the same roster that was there and just have great matches. So both left and right, and yeah.
Well, the good thing is you're coming to Australia next week, so you can pull Jordan then at over the top, down under, which would be good. Guy Allen says, Ray all day, ready, bang. Richard Brown says, Ray will do great. Thanks you. Can Neil beat Bowen with a few months training? Probably. I don't know. What do you think, Ray?
Can I beat?
No, can Neil pick up, beat Ryan? with a few months
Can
training.
Neil pick a bit? Yes. I think yes.
Yes, there it is. Karen Looms is a superstar. She says Coach Ray is so freaking awesome, which is good. And one last question before I wrap it up. It's going to be the biggest match almost in arm wrestling. I'm talking about Devin Larratt, Levan Saganishvili. Coach Ray, who is going to win this and what's the score?
I think I still think it's Levin. I think he will come in a great, super amazing shape. They will do everything so he will not play the games with Devin, and it will be very hard for Devin to pull this off. I'm putting like 90-80% that Levin will win, but if there's just one nick of Levin's armor where you can chip in, that's where Devin will find it, and then after that it's Devin all day. Devin exposes your weak spot, pulls you in, drains you, bye. But I think the power is just going to be too much. With everything I have seen, I like both guys. Just my opinion, I think it will be very hard for Devin to win this one.
Are you calling 6-0?
I'm calling it 6-0, yeah. I cannot put any other score on it. I cannot put any other score. If I will say 4-2 or 5-1, it's either Levin gave up the last match, or it cannot happen. If Devin doesn't win the first ones, it will be very hard for him to win the last ones. Even for for fun,
And that's why we call you Coach Ray. Guys, please make sure you buy the pay-per-view this weekend and support Coach Ray in his huge match with it, Anakin, with the new crowned Top Roll King. He's actually going to get a crown made up, which is going to be good. And then Artem will have to change the name of his YouTube channel. It will be called Artem, the former Top Roll King Productions. Coach Ray is an absolute stud. Thank you everyone for joining us. I mean, if you're on my channel, sorry?
He'll be Top Roll Prince.
Top Roll Prince. There it is. That's the one that we wanted to. I mean, obviously, if you subscribe to my channel, you are subscribed to both of Ray's channels. But if you aren't, it's the voice of arm wrestling and global arm wrestling, two of the best channels you will get on the YouTube today. I can't wait for the matchup. I can't wait to call it. Everyone is getting excited. Coach Ray, can you finish us off with a ready bang?
I have people sleeping in the next room, but ready.